Are you reading us, Apollo Houston?
Apollo 8, we're reading you loud and clear.
On Christmas Eve 1968, Apollo 8 became the first manned spaceship to circle the moon, and the film footage that NASA sent back changed our perception of the world forever.
Houston, what you're seeing is the Western Hemisphere.
For there, as the three astronauts rounded the dark side of the moon, was the Earth itself, a great globe suspended in the vast darkness of space.
The waters are all a sort of a royal blue.
It was the first time any human being had seen the whole planet at a single glance, and the world has thought about itself differently ever since. Nearly 400 years earlier, a very different journey had caused a comparable revolution, if on a smaller national scale. In 1580, Francis Drake became the first Englishman, and only the second man in history, to sail his ship round the globe. And in consequence, to the English, the whole world suddenly looked different. Its limits were known, it could be mapped and plotted, it could be crossed by a single English ship. In 1580, Shakespeare was 16. And it wasn't just world geography that was turned on its head. Shakespeare's generation, those coming of age in the 1580s and 1590s, had to rethink every aspect of existence. Reformation, exploration and scientific discovery were dislocating the assumptions by which their parents and grandparents had lived. In religion, politics, commerce, on every front, the rules were being rewritten. That's what Shakespeare's plays are about. But can we now recover that sense of uncertainty and shock when the original audience responded to scenes that for them referred to the hot topics of the day, but for us have lost that power to unsettle? In this series, I'll be trying to do just that. I'll be choosing 20 objects, things that have survived from Shakespeare's world and which lead us into the preoccupations and pleasures of the people that first queued up to watch his plays. I want to look at the shifting, restless world in which Shakespeare and his public were so exhilaratingly, sometimes terrifyingly caught up. For my generation that watched the first moon landing, the words "one small step" still resonate powerfully. For the generation shaped by Drake's exploration of the known world, what Shakespeare wrote must frequently have sounded like the news, but presented by a poet.
We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
In A Midsummer Night's Dream, Oberon, king of the fairies, and his mischievous attendant Puck boast that they can circumnavigate the globe in just over half an hour. It took Francis Drake nearly 3 years, and I'm holding in my hand now the world that he traversed. It's a silver medal, about 7 centimetres in diameter, so roughly the size of a car's tax disc, and nearly as thin. It is paper thin. As you turn it in the light, you can see on one side Europe, Africa and Asia, and on the other, the Americas. Across the oceans, tiny dots indicate the route that Drake followed. From Plymouth down to the tip of South America, up the coast where Lima and Panama are both marked, onto California, over the Pacific to the Spice Islands in Indonesia, then round the Cape of Good Hope, and up the coast of West Africa and home. Created about the time that Shakespeare began his theatrical career in London, this medal is a glamorous memento, a silver souvenir map of Drake's thrilling voyage. It lets us grasp, literally, this new way of imagining the world in the 1580s and the 1590s. And for the Elizabethan playgoer, watching A Midsummer Night's Dream in the 1590s for the first time, encompassing the globe, putting a girdle round the earth, was news. Patriotic news that every person in the audience would have known about. Shakespeare's very English fairies are, in their whimsical way, restating the nation's pride in Drake's accomplishment, just like our silver medal. Drake's dramatic round-the-world journey on the Golden Hind ended in the autumn of 1580.
And the 26th of September we safely, with joyful minds and thankful hearts to God, arrived at Plymouth, the place of our setting forth. After we had spent 2 years, 10 months, and some odd few days besides.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?